There we go. So we're gonna go for another episode of First Impression BJJ. Today I have Beth Wilson, one of my students. Beth is pretty much our only girl at the gym at the moment, and for a while, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm really happy to have her today at First Impression BJJ, and we're gonna talk. I'm gonna let Beth talk a little bit about herself. There you go.
Yes, I'm Beth. I train at Cambridge BJJ under Kelvin and Madison. I started in February of this year. So it's
Yes.
been about 9 or 10 months, including COVID. But luckily, we were able to keep going during that a bit.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far.
yeah. That's good. You also do lift. You lift weights, right? You like to lift weights, and you do tournaments and stuff like that, right? Can you
Yeah,
talk
so
a bit about it?
I compete in Olympic weightlifting. I train in Guelph at the Vault Barbell Club. I've been doing that for a few years now, and then I just, as if that wasn't making me tired enough, I decided to start doing jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah, yeah. No, but it's a good combination. It's good. It's good
Yeah.
for both. It's take you a little bit of one, and then you can go do something else and take a little bit of the other. You know, you don't. It, of course, you keep focused on both, and you compete a lot. It's Olympic. How is it? How do you say that? Olympic weight.
Yeah, so it's Olympic weightlifting just because it's the lifts that are in the Olympics. So it's the snatch and the clean and jerk.
So
So when you
that's
compete,
the competition.
yes, you do both lifts. You have 3 attempts at both at every competition.
Okay. How was the heaviest you lift?
I think everything's in kilos. So I competed at 76 kilos and I snatched 64 kilos and I clean and jerked 86 kilos, I think. Something like that.
A, a little bit. So you compete at which weight? 7'6", you said?
76, yeah.
So you lift all the way more and a little bit more than yourself then.
Yeah, I can clean and jerk more than my own body weight. Injuries and stuff has held that back.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's a lot. I'm sure that all this power you can use in jiu-jitsu, right? Especially being the only girl training with a lot of guys.
I try. Yeah. I think some of them are surprised at my strength. I definitely don't have the skills or technique yet as a white belt, but I try to use my as I can.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Usually that's what happened in the beginning, right? A lot of people use a lot more strength than technique. They put all the power and they get cast out right away, and then boom, you're gone, right?
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu is not. It's not like,
Yeah.
well, it's not saying that lift weights easier, but you lift the weight, but the weight doesn't try to do anything against you, right? Just the weight itself. You lift and then you put it back. But in jiu-jitsu, you have somebody else. You might be able to lift the person, but the person's trying to really bring you closer, right?
Yeah.
And so you try jiu-jitsu. What I know from you, it's you try jiu-jitsu pretty much because of your sister, right? Your sister is a purple belt, right? She
Yeah.
trained too, and I believe she talked to into jiu-jitsu, right? She was like, I think you should do jiu-jitsu. What was her word? What did she say to you?
I think she just knew my personality and she just knew I would love it. And she fell in love with it so quickly. Like she started, like I wasn't really, she was living in a different province when she started. She was in BC and she started with like Muay Thai. I'm sorry, that's my
It's
dog.
okay. Don't
It
worry.
started with, Muay Thai and kickboxing. And then she was doing a little bit of each and doing some jiu-jitsu. And then she just absolutely like fell in love with it and started like really dialing in. And the more she fell in love with it, the more she was like, you have to try it, you'd love it. Like you like there's 5 sisters and we all grew up pretty like gritty and tough and
Oh, five
competitive.
sisters. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's 5 of us. So we grew
Wow.
up pretty tough and competitive with each other. So she was like, if I love
Wow.
it, you love it. Like you get to just like like for
It's something
multiple
that we
aspects.
would do together, right? Probably five
Yeah.
seasons together. Oh my God.
Yeah, she was like it combines what she knows I love. Like on one hand, it's tough. You have to be tough mentally, and you have to like, and it's like so hard on your body, and you have to push so hard. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it requires so much mental discipline and focus and all that. So she was like, "You'd absolutely love it." So then Daryl actually
Did
cheated. He started first.
yes.
Uh, and then I started I think a month
A
later.
month later, yes. A
Yeah.
month later. Yeah, that's good. Daryl had the first decision, and then you came after, but then you staying longer than him. I miss the guy. He gotta come back. He gotta come back. He gotta train.
Uh, I'm trying to get him back. He it's so important for him too. So I'm trying to make it
Definitely,
work with his
definitely.
schedule too, but he just works so much. He's working like crazy hours, so it doesn't seem realistic now, but I'm really trying to
No,
push him
I'm
to
sure. I'm
stay
sure he'll
involved.
find the balance. He just need to keep looking for the balance, and that will be, get in place. I'm sure he's gonna be able to do it.
I hope.
But so whenever you decided, so she talked to you into that, and then you decide, okay, Daryl is tired already, and then I want to go. We did a intra class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did the intra class. So how was your feeling after the intra class? Like after the first impression with it, like, okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, so before you go, what was your thoughts?
Oh my gosh. It is like embarrassing how nervous I was. I was overthinking everything. I was like texting my sister and Jill beforehand to like, I was so nervous. I was like, okay, tell me exactly like how your intro class was with him. Tell me everything to expect. I was so nervous. And I don't know why, like I was worried that you were just gonna be like mean and tough and like all this stuff. And then you like, yeah, like the nicest person in the world. And
Very different.
yeah, so meeting you, like it took a lot of the pressure off. And the intro class is really cool. Like I was really surprised how much you can fit into it without it seeming like overwhelming. Like because
Yes.
you learn like yeah, like a couple submissions, a couple escapes, and you learn everything you do in the warm up. And I was surprised walking away from it. Yeah, like how much I learned without feeling overwhelmed. And it definitely helps your first class so that you don't feel like quite so much of a beginner.
After,
So
right?
that
Yes.
helps.
Yes. No, I'm sure the intra class is unbelievable. Like it's great. Gives people like you see. It's nice to me to hear that because I never talk to people after pretty much the first class. We talk like we see you in class, but then we don't have this type of conversation. Oh, no, how was it? Did you like it? What? Okay, at the end, I ask, hey, did you like? Well, okay, so everybody would say, yes, okay, I like it, but we never know the truth, right? Like we
Yeah.
just gonna know if the person will stick around, and then you have opportunity to keep talking. I'm sure maybe you like because you stick around, so it means okay, or maybe the class was good enough, and that's why she kept, but like you just said, like the interclass was like easy, something good to wasn't something too much like overwhelmed, right? So
Yeah.
you will just go there, we talk, teach a couple me or Natson teach a couple positions and submissions, and then you guys are ready to the next class. So
Yeah.
after you left, when you left, what was the thought?
Oh, I felt like so much better. I still had nerves before my first class, but leaving the intro class, I was like excited, like everything just went away, and which felt good because even like people who were telling me to join, they know how nervous I get, and like both Daryl and my sister were both just like, just get there, like just get there, and that's it, like just walk in the door. And I was just like, oh, easy for you to say, but it's true. Like that was the hardest part, was just like driving there. I was so nervous. Walking in the door, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
And then I got there, and once we got started, I was like, oh, this is like really fun. I'm so glad I came.
Awesome. That's so awesome. I had 2 days ago, I can remember, I had an interview with Michael, and he kind of said the same thing about the interclass, but he said that on his thought was like, I'm gonna get there. There'll be a bunch of savage. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. And that's what I believe that a lot of people have in mind, you know. Maybe they really want to try jiu-jitsu, but this type of thoughts keep you away from it.
Oh, for sure.
And until you step inside and start doing the class, you're like, oh, okay, I think I like it. I think I'll,
Yeah.
you know, and that's so nice, like to see the different experience. Like, oh, this guy's gonna kill me. Oh my God, I was so nervous. I was like, I'm not gonna do anything. Or, you know, everybody's different. So through that, we're gonna be helping a lot of people. That's great. So, and then so you did the first class, you left, and then you were like, okay, I want to come back. How long did you take to come back? Do you remember?
I think I came back like the next day, if not 2 days. I came back like pretty soon.
Quick, right? Yeah, you I think you went back like really soon. And so how was your first, like the first class with everybody? How did you feel? Because you're the only girl at the room, right?
Yeah.
How
It
was
was it was definitely better than I was expecting. Like I wasn't thinking anything negative, but like I was getting excited, and then the drive there, I started to like panic all over because I was like, okay, now I'm a different nervous because like I've met a coach, I've gotten introduced, but like I haven't met anyone.
anyone?
I don't know like what their thought of me is gonna be. I don't know if like they're gonna like be like annoyed with a girl there that like I don't know. I had so many thoughts in my head, but then I got there and everyone was like so nice. Like a few people like walked, like I remember like stuff that mattered, like I remember Ivan like introduced himself to me right away, which was like nice to kind of like break the ice, and I got to like talk with a couple people, and I was like, okay, like this
This
is
is
okay, I
bad,
can
right?
handle it. Like it helped. Like I will say it helped because my first few classes I went with Daryl, so I wasn't all by
Yeah, by
myself.
yourself. Yeah.
But like so that was a kind of good like buffer because I wasn't just like standing all on my own, and I had someone like to drill with and all that. But yeah, I was definitely like way more nervous than I had to be because like every single person is just so nice.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah, like after you go back, so at least you know what to do, like the warm up. You could, you know, be following everybody. Even if I believe if you didn't know what to do, you just follow people, right? Because
Yeah,
everybody's doing the same thing. You just okay, just follow people, and then you're gonna be fine. But
yeah.
then okay, you went back, and then you went back a couple days with Daryl, and then you start to go by yourself a lot of times. Daryl came a couple of times, and then you start to going by yourself.
Yeah.
So how did you feel after you start like training, like really training, you know, like okay, do techniques and stuff? Do you think it's something like very hard to learn, or difficult? You have to think too much? Well, what do you think after seeing techniques and see how you can like use people leverage, you know, like use power and then maybe not power, only technique? What was the thought?
Uh, I think it feels overwhelming when you're watching it at first because like you show us a few times and you show us step by step, and I can be like, okay, like I think I got it, but it's a little overwhelming. But then once you actually do it and you follow the steps, you're like, oh, okay, like this makes more sense once you're
Uh,
like like involved, and like you and or like Madison walking around like helping us out helps a lot because sometimes I can see it and I can like do it right away. I'm like, great. Other times I see it, I'm like, okay, got it. And then I go to do it. I'm just like,
so
I don't remember anything you just said. So I think like, but luckily like you're with a partner, so like between the two of you, you can like figure it out until one of the coaches come around.
yes,
But
yes.
I think no, I think the best when I stopped getting so stressed was when I stopped feeling like I had to remember everything I learned in every class. Like
Uh-huh.
when I first started, I can't even believe I thought this would work. I remember I started like a Word document, and after class, I would like type what I learned and try to summarize how to do it. And I think that lasted for like 3 classes. And then I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'll never remember. Because I think, like, I don't know, like,
That's good.
I love learning. I'm a student. Like, so I was like trying to be so practical, being like, okay, if I just remember everything I'm taught, then I'll do so well. Then it's like, no, there's
You
no way you
can't.
can remember everything.
Yeah, no, you can't, because it's not something that you're gonna learn that day and you're gonna keep it, right? It's good to have the notes. I have one friend, Merrick, like we trained for a long time, Merrick, and he's a brown belt too. He has this book man, from I would say 2012, 2013, 2014, he always wrote. He was a guy that we used to do class, and he had this. He was from another affiliation, and then we met through the journey, through tournaments, and then we become friends, and then somehow we end up all at tournament BJJ. And man, he used to work with this book, and there was a lot of content there. I'm sure if he put this out, it would be something really nice, because he still have the bugs. He's not training as much as before, but now, like life gets in it. Life,
Yeah.
and if you don't really want to make this as your life, you have to do something, of course, to make money, right?
Yeah.
I chose this, but I already used to do construction, to do stuff. I was like making my money, but I was like, no, I love this so much, and one day I want to make this happen for me. So I chose to go, in the path of jiu-jitsu. But some people, they do it so early, and then when life hits you, they're like, oh my god, now I don't make money. I'm a black belt right now, but where is the money?
Yeah.
I need to work, I need to do something. So then when those people really fall out of jiu-jitsu, and maybe they'll never come back, maybe they will. But that's the whole idea. If people wants to train jiu-jitsu as recreational, you can do it. That it's going to be totally fine. But I would say while you do that, you just keep following like the philosophy too, because it's great. I
Yeah.
really like the philosophy. So you did the first class, and then you had that idea of, okay, I'm gonna keep writing this, I'm gonna keep doing that. So okay, as now you don't do that anymore, right?
No, that lasted like 3 classes.
You think you forgot anything
Different, like when I would make notes.
from whatever? Yes, from whatever we do. Like you think you forgot anything? Like not for like forgot forever, but sometimes I know we miss stuff. Like, oh, how do you do this again? But then when you see it, it's like, oh, okay. Do you think it's like you totally forgot stuff? Like sometimes it's just like, oh, I don't know. You think so?
For sure, but like if I ever saw it, like I think it's a repetition thing. Like things I learned one class and I haven't done like since February or March, I like totally forget. But if I were to learn it again tomorrow, I think I would do it better than the first time, because I would have that like muscle memory.
Uh-huh.
I think for me the biggest struggle is I can never think of like what to do.
Next.
Like in rolling, like
Uh-huh.
yeah, like I've like rolled with Madison a lot, and like I don't know how many times I said to him where he'll be like, okay, like this time submit, and I'll like have mount or I'll have something, and he'll be like, and he'll be looking at me, I'm like, I don't remember any submissions right now. Like I feel, and I think it's partially just from being like a white belt. Like everyone is like, especially so new, everyone's like better than me, so most of the time I'm just like doing pure defense. I'm just trying to like not let them submit me. So then when I have the opportunity to submit, I'll just like, oh, I wasn't expecting to be here. Like I don't know what to do, and I can't remember anything.
I know. It is like that, because some people, they come to me too. Oh my god, I'm just defending. I'm like, wait, don't worry. You're gonna get there. You're gonna have the opportunity to submit. And then when you get there, you're probably not gonna know what to do. And then you're gonna feel like, oh my god, I gotta work on my submissions. So then that's how things start to progress, right? Because at first, like you said, you think you're not like so good as everyone in the room, and then people just attacking you, defending. Makes sense, you kneel. But
Yeah.
there will be the time that you're gonna be able to, like defend and attack and defend. It's all normal. I'm sure that whenever you start to do like the weight lifting, you couldn't lift properly, right?
Yeah.
So how long you do, like you said a few years, but like how you have in mind, like 5-6 years? How many?
I've been competing in Olympic weightlifting for like 3 years now.
Competing, okay, but
Or maybe no, just maybe 2 years.
competing.
Yeah, competing for the last.
What about lifting?
I've been lifting for a while, because I was doing powerlifting before, just on my own, like recreationally.
Okay.
But probably ever since like university, so probably a good like 5, 6, 7 years. But then I started to get more serious about it, and I found a coach about 3 years ago.
There you go. See, it's not something that you're gonna go there and lift and say, oh, I know already. You gotta use a lot of time, right? So it's the same thing with jiu-jitsu. You're gonna get there. I'm sure you're gonna get there. You just have to keep putting the time you're putting to train and evolve like everyone else. And what's like, I think I kind of asked before, but what's I want to hear the feeling of, do you think it's any problem to be the only girl at the gym? Like, do you think it's kind of weird or anything? You feel anything wrong?
I feel like it's in my head. Like I don't really think about it much anymore. Like since we returned from COVID, I've like only been coming by myself because Daryl can't come, which I think has been really good because it's forced me to like make friends, talk to people, not just kind of like drill with the
Yeah.
same person.
Yes,
Like I'm
yes.
constantly drilling with new people, and I think it's good because like um I think there's some hesitancy on the some of the guys side, which is fair because I feel like they don't want to like be too much or be
Yeah.
too rough or whatever. So I think the more guys I drill with is really good because then they like it's kind of like a
Break
mutual
the ice.
understanding that like yeah
Yeah.
like I'm good. Like the only the only time but this is probably in my head that I'm just like that I think being a girl makes it different as I do think some of them take it easy on me
Uh-huh.
where I'm just like it's okay like you can submit me
Yes,
10
right?
times in a row like it's fine like I like if you're dominating me it's not because I'm a girl it's because
Because
I'm
you
a white belt like it's because
exactly,
I'm not like I don't know
exactly.
anything yet so like
And that's the
don't
point. That's a good point.
yeah. So I want them to feel like I'm not gonna get like embarrassed or upset if you like choke me out 17 times in a row. Like I get it, it's how I learn. Like I think it's good. And then but yeah. I think like but I haven't had any issues that way. Like everyone's been like so nice and like yeah, they're really good to roll with. And I kind of get to I it's kind of nice being the only girl sometimes because when there's an odd number, you guys pair me up with a coach and then I get like one-on-one training pretty much. So it's kind of
That's
nice for
true. That's
me.
true. That's true. That's
Yeah.
actually good. It happens to me. It happens to me before in the first thing that I used to train. Not because I was the only guy in the room, but because it was like less people and I used to train with my coach all the time. And man, that
Yeah.
was great. I learned a lot. That was the time that I most learned because I was walking with the guy all the time, training with him all the time. And you really
Yeah.
learn when you get to be close to your coach, you learn a lot because that person is there to teach you. And of course, at the time that you partner up with me or with Nathan, it's the time that you're most gonna get it because we're gonna say, okay,
Yeah.
do this, do that. We're gonna always explain better, I believe.
Oh yeah, because yeah, it's like almost like a one-on-one session per drill because I'm getting to reinforce whatever you just taught us and you are correcting my technique, but then you guys both will like give me tips, be like, okay, if someone does this, and I kind of get like an inside scoop on like some
Yeah,
of the moves. So
yeah,
like,
I
yeah, it's
get
worked
it.
out for me. But that being said, like I have no problem drilling or rolling with any of the guys. Like they're all
Awesome.
really
This is
great.
great. Like I hope all the girls that can see this, the podcast can listen to it and maybe get more encouraged to try it because it is normal like to see this type of thing, like the lack of ladies at jiu-jitsu gyms. Like Toronto BJJ, oh my god, you have no idea. There's classes with like 30 plus ladies and they're all going on. It's
Oh
amazing to
wow.
see, like we have two world champions there, Megan and Vic, and oh my god, they're great. They're good training partner, very hard training. They are like I would say the most one 5'6", I would say 5'6", and short girls but strong, technical,
Yeah.
very good. Wouldn't let anybody down. If you think of them, for sure they would be great. So that's what I want. I want to promote that more. I want more girls to come to train and be able to say, oh my god, this place is like it's open for everyone. And
Yeah.
then girls can really train with guys and go beat them up because I know it happens. I know it happens.
Yeah, one of the first people I submitted, well, like one of my only submissions was I like yeah, I feel like the only dynamic between girls and guys, which is more in my head, that like I hope I never like embarrassed them. Like I hope every guy is able to like see me as an equal and not be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
embarrassed if anything happens. Because I remember, do you remember it was Omar's? It was his first class, and I got
Omar's, yes.
yeah, and I got partnered up with him, and I think he was the first person to join after me. So I finally had someone who is like newer than me.
Newer than you, yeah.
Before that, I was the newest and I was the girl. So we were partnered up, and I was like, oh, like he's only at an intro class, so like I'll have like a bit of an issue. We were doing like specific drills anyways. I got him in a cross collar choke, and I was so excited, and he tapped. And I was like excited, but also like this was his first class. Oh no. And then I saw him like the next class in the parking lot. I was just like, oh, I think it was the next day. And I was like, hi. and then I wasn't sure how he'd act. And then he was like, oh my gosh, I told my friends that my first class I got choked out by a girl. They haven't stopped making fun of me. But like he had a really good attitude about it. But I was like so nervous because it was like first class ever, and I just went for it.
I know, yeah. Some guys, they could get frustrated, right? They could be, oh my God, this girl, I'm not coming back here.
Yeah, but everyone's been pretty good. Like no one seemed to have like a bad attitude about like me being a girl.
No, that's nice. That's nice. I'm sure we're gonna find somebody that will probably, react like that, but jiu-jitsu can teach them all the way around,
Yeah.
Do you think that jiu-jitsu has helped you with anything, like, I don't know, out of jiu-jitsu, like of confidence, or I don't know, anything? You're better at strength, or I don't know, physically flexible, mentally confident, I don't know, anything happened? Do you think you're better at anything but jiu-jitsu?
Hopefully jiu-jitsu soon. Probably like, yeah, definitely mentally in a couple ways. Like the part of the reason why I was joining jiu-jitsu, other than the fact that like I thought I would love it, was because I thought it'd be a really good challenge for me, because it's something that I would like have to suck at. Like, because like no one can join and be great at it. Like everyone joins and you have to suck, which was a really hard feeling for me, because I just like need to be the best in absolutely everything. And if I'm like not the best, I don't even want to try. Like I like to I choose sports, and I've always tried to do things that I know I'll excel at, and I'll be like the best or one of the best. So it was really tough preparing myself that like you are joining a sport that you are going to be very bad at, because everyone is. And like that was really good for me mentally, just to get used to that feeling, instead of being like, I don't know, I've always been afraid to suck at something, even though you'll get better at it. So that's been really good, just to say like, okay, like you don't have to naturally be good at everything. This is something you're gonna have to spend a lot of time learning, focusing, and like wanting to be better, instead of just naturally being good at it. And then it's also really good for pointing out weaknesses. Like I've had to spend way more time on like my mobility and stuff like that, because like especially with doing weightlifting and jiu-jitsu, going into it, I knew that like the only way I can make this work is if I spend so much time out of the gym making it work, like sleeping more, eating better, drinking enough water, doing my mobility exercises, like stretching, all that stuff. Because otherwise, like I can't do both or either. So it's really forced me to be more disciplined outside the gym, so that I'm able to do both. Because like if I have like a really heavy day weightlifting, if I don't properly like cool down and stretch afterwards, and the next day, then my body is so sore and stiff, and there's no way I can do jiu-jitsu. Like there's no chance.
Yeah.
So it forces me to be a lot more disciplined,
No,
I'd say.
That's great. That's great. Jiu-jitsu, it's through the way, it's gonna help you a lot with a lot more stuff, for sure. I'm sure that's gonna build your confidence even more. Your discipline is gonna be better, especially because you do another thing not on the side. I believe jiu-jitsu came on the side now, and then because you used to lift weight already before, so jiu-jitsu is on your side, but you are finding a way to keep both then, because I believe jiu-jitsu is bringing something really good to you that, you're going to try to balance both. So I think everyone did that, and everyone who keep doing it, try to make that balance, right? Like we just spoke about Daryl. As soon as he find his balance with work and stuff, that he can be able to come and train, I'm sure he's gonna do that, because I think he likes it. It's just the problem of, like we mentioned, his work, his schedule, and that's problem with everyone. I'm sure
Yeah.
if you back to work and you have to be driving back and forth, and maybe you have to lift today, and then oh my god, jiu-jitsu, I think I'm gonna lift, and then the next day you have to work. Oh my god, I can't make it because of work, and that's how things will start to be in the way. But if you find a way to make it happen in balance, I think it's gonna be great. The discipline you say that's making you do better will work really good.
Yeah.
It was great to have you, talking to you a little bit about it, to know your experience. Thank you very much for the interview, for the timing. And I hope we can maybe in the future do another one with better experiences and more and more techniques. Maybe
Hopefully.
in the future we're gonna have like I'm trying to get more and more people in. Hopefully we're gonna put this out and get girls to listen to it.
Yeah.
The idea is not to have girls with us on our gym, at Cambridge BJJ. It's like anywhere that this can hit and make people think a little bit more about jiu-jitsu, and
Yeah.
they feel like, oh my god, I had the same thought of this girl. I was kind of scary, and then maybe by that they will go there. They will be the only girl at the gym. They will be not scared because it just takes one to do it.
Yeah.
When someone have done that, another other people can do it. So I just would like to ask you: do you have any? What would you say to somebody, like especially girls that are kind of scary of training, and they're scared of like the environment? Oh, it's only boys stuff, or it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be like that. Do you have anything that you could say just to finish it up to the ladies out there?
Honestly, probably the same advice my sister gave me, which is like just get there. Because once you're there, like it's so much better. It's so much worse in your head than it is in real life. Like you can think that the guys are gonna be mean, that they're gonna be this, that it's gonna be like all this stuff, but like, and that can stop you from going. But once you just like get there, like the minute I walked in for my first intro class with you, everything got so much easier. Like, so just getting there, just actually making like the first step and joining, you'll find that like it's not as scary as it is in your head.
It's very different, right?
Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you very much, Beth.
of course.
We'll chat soon. All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.